The airport terminal roared with the chaos of 1,000 lives colliding, announcements crackling, suitcases rattling, and strangers brushing past in a blur of urgency. Emma Carter, 28, stood frozen in the middle of it all, her heart sinking as she stared at the empty baggage claim. Her suitcase, her lifeline of carefully packed dreams, was gone. She'd flown into San Francisco International Airport with nothing but a leather journal, a crumpled blazer, and a desperate hope to start over. The city was supposed to be her escape, a fresh canvas after a year of heartbreak in Chicago, where her ex-fiancé's betrayal had left her questioning love itself. But now, standing in a sea of strangers, Emma felt the weight of her loss, not just the suitcase, but the fragile courage she'd packed inside it. Then she saw her, a woman in a red coat, moving through the crowd like a flame in a storm. Her short black hair, streaked with a daring slash of blue, caught the fading sunlight filtering through the terminal's windows. She was maybe 30, with a confident stride and a smile that seemed to defy the airport's chaos. Emma's breath caught, her frustration momentarily forgotten as their eyes met across the crowded baggage claim. "Lost something?" the woman called out, her voice warm yet teasing, cutting through the din. She gestured toward the empty conveyor belt, her hazel eyes sparkling with mischief. Emma blinked, startled. "Yeah, my suitcase. My entire life, apparently." She meant it as a joke, but her voice cracked, betraying the exhaustion she'd carried for months. The woman tilted her head, studying Emma with a mix of curiosity and empathy. "I'm Lily," she said, stepping closer. "And I'm betting your life's not in that suitcase. Maybe it's right here." She tapped her chest lightly, her grin both playful and sincere. Emma's heart stuttered. Was this woman flirting? In an airport of all places? She managed a shaky laugh. "I'm Emma. And I'm not sure I believe in signs, but losing my luggage feels like a cosmic prank." Lily chuckled, her laugh a low melodic sound that made Emma's skin tingle. "Maybe the universe is trying to tell you something. Like, hey, stop clinging to your baggage and talk to the cool woman in the red coat." Emma's cheeks flushed, and for the first time in months, she felt a spark of something, hope, maybe, or the thrill of possibility. She didn't know Lily, didn't know her story, but there was an undeniable pull between them, like a thread tugging at her heart. "Let me help you," Lily offered, nodding toward the lost and found counter. "I've got a knack for fixing disasters. Plus, I'm not in a rush." Emma hesitated. She wasn't used to accepting help, especially from strangers who looked like they could charm the stars out of the sky. But something about Lily's easy confidence made her nod. "Okay, but if we find my suitcase, you're getting a coffee out of this." "Deal," Lily said, her smile widening. "And if we don't, I'm still getting that coffee." They wove through the crowd together, their shoulders brushing as they navigated the terminal. Emma learned that Lily was a freelance photographer, always chasing the next story through her lens. She just returned from a shoot in Seattle, capturing protests for a local magazine. Her passion for her work was infectious, and Emma found herself hanging on every word, forgetting the ache of her lost luggage. At the Lost and Found, the clerk was unhelpful, muttering about system errors and check back tomorrow. Emma's shoulders slumped, but Lily leaned in, her voice low and conspiratorial. "Don't worry. We'll track it down. Or we'll make today so good you won't care about that suitcase." Emma raised an eyebrow, skeptical but intrigued. "You're awfully optimistic for someone stuck in an airport with a stranger." Lily shrugged, her eyes glinting. "Strangers are just stories waiting to be told. And I'm dying to hear yours." They ended up at a small airport cafe, sipping overpriced coffee as the terminal buzzed around them. Emma shared fragments of her life, her job as a graphic designer, her move to San Francisco for a new gig, the ex who'd left her for someone less complicated. Lily listened intently, her gaze never wavering, and shared her own tales of chasing light across cities, of heartbreak that had taught her to live fearlessly. As the hours passed, Emma realized she was laughing, really laughing, for the first time in months. Lily's presence was like a warm breeze, thawing the parts of her heart she'd thought were frozen. But beneath the flirtation and easy banter, Emma felt a flicker of fear. Could she trust this feeling? Or was it just the rush of a chance encounter, destined to fade like the airport's fluorescent lights? By the time they left the cafe, the terminal was quieter, the evening settling in. Lily offered to walk Emma to her ride, but Emma hesitated. I don't even know where I'm going yet, she admitted. My Airbnb isn't ready until tomorrow, and without my suitcase. Then stay with me, Lily said, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I've got a place in the city. No pressure, just a couch and some takeout. You can't wander San Francisco with nowhere to go. Emma's pulse raced. It was reckless, maybe even foolish, to trust someone she just met. But Lily's eyes held a sincerity that made her want to take the leap. Okay, she said softly. But only if you promise not to be a serial killer. Lily laughed, holding up her hands. Scout's honor. I'm just a photographer with a weakness for strays. As they stepped out into the San Francisco night, the city's lights glittering like a promise, Emma felt a shift inside her. She'd lost her luggage, but maybe, just maybe, she'd found something far more precious. The San Francisco night was alive with possibility, its skyline a mosaic of twinkling lights against the inky sky. Emma followed Lily through the city streets, her heart a mix of nerves and exhilaration, as they climbed into a beat-up yellow taxi. Lily's apartment, she'd promised, was just a short ride away, a cozy haven in the Mission District where Emma could crash and regroup. Inside the taxi, their knees brushed, and Emma felt a jolt that had nothing to do with the potholes. Lily was telling a story about a disastrous shoot in Portland, her hands animated, her laugh filling the small space. Emma couldn't help but stare, captivated by the way Lily's eyes crinkled when she smiled, the way her blue-streaked hair caught the glow of passing streetlights. You're quiet, Lily said, nudging Emma's shoulder. What's going on in that head of yours? Emma hesitated, her fingers tightening around her journal. Just trying to figure out if I'm crazy for following a stranger to her apartment. Lily's grin was equal parts mischief and reassurance. Not crazy. Adventurous. There's a difference. She leaned closer, her voice softening. And I'm not a stranger anymore, am I? Emma's breath hitched. No, Lily wasn't a stranger, not after hours of conversation that felt like catching up with an old friend. But the intensity of her feelings, this pull toward someone she just met, was dizzying. She'd spent months building walls around her heart, and Lily was dismantling them with every glance. They arrived at Lily's apartment, a small but vibrant space filled with mismatched furniture, colorful tapestries, and stacks of photography books. A camera sat on the coffee table, its lens glinting under the soft glow of fairy lights. Welcome to my chaos, Lily said, kicking off her boots. Make yourself at home. Emma sank onto the couch, her body aching from the long day. Lily ordered takeout pad thai and spring rolls from a nearby spot, and they ate cross-legged on the floor, sharing stories between bites. Emma opened up about her ex, Sarah, whose betrayal had left her doubting her own worth. I thought I was enough, Emma said, her voice barely above a whisper. But she wanted someone easier. Lily's expression softened, her hand reaching out to rest on Emma's knee. You are enough. More than enough. Anyone who can't see that is missing out. The words hit Emma like a wave, stirring something deep inside her. She wanted to believe Lily, wanted to trust the warmth in her eyes. But doubt lingered, a shadow from her past that whispered she wasn't ready for this. As the night deepened, Lily showed Emma her portfolio, stunning photos of protests, sunsets, and quiet moments of human connection. One image of two women holding hands at a pride parade, their faces radiant with love, made Emma's chest tighten. This is beautiful, she said, tracing the photo with her fingertip. Thanks, Lily said, her voice soft. I want my work to show the world as it could be, full of love, no matter who it's between. Emma looked up, their faces inches apart. The air between them crackled, heavy with unspoken possibilities. For a moment, she thought Lily might kiss her, and her heart raced with both longing and fear. But Lily pulled back, clearing her throat. You should get some rest. Big day tomorrow, right? New city, new job. Emma nodded, grateful for the reprieve but aching for more. She curled up on the couch with a borrowed blanket, Lily's scent lingering on the fabric. As she drifted to sleep, she wondered if this was a fleeting moment or the start of something real. The next morning they returned to the airport, determined to track down Emma's suitcase. The clerk was more helpful this time, promising to check the system and call with updates. Lily suggested they explore the city while they waited, and Emma, still buzzing from the night before, agreed. They wandered through Golden Gate Park, the autumn leaves crunching under their feet. Lily snapped photos of Emma against the backdrop of towering trees, teasing her about her model potential. Emma laughed, feeling lighter than she had in months. With Lily, she wasn't the broken woman from Chicago, she was someone new, someone brave. But as they sat by a pond, sharing a pretzel from a street vendor, Lily's phone buzzed. Her face darkened as she read the message. "It's my ex," she said, her voice tight. "She's in town. Wants to meet." Emma's stomach dropped. "Your ex?" Lily nodded, her jaw set. "Clara. We ended things a year ago, but she keeps popping up trying to pull me back in. It's complicated." Emma wanted to ask more, but the weight of Lily's words hung between them. She'd thought their connection was unique, but what if Lily was still tangled in her past? The doubt that had haunted Emma resurfaced, sharper now, whispering that she was setting herself up for another heartbreak. As they walked back to the city, Lily reached for Emma's hand, her touch tentative but warm. "I'm not that person anymore," she said, as if sensing Emma's fear. "Clara doesn't get to define me. I just need to deal with this." Emma squeezed her hand, her heart torn between hope and caution. She wanted to believe in Lily, in this fragile, beautiful thing growing between them. But as they stepped back into the city's pulse, she couldn't shake the feeling that their story was about to get more complicated. The San Francisco air was crisp, carrying the scent of eucalyptus and possibility, but Emma's heart was heavy as she walked beside Lily. The mention of Clara, Lily's ex, had cast a shadow over their day, turning their easy chemistry into something fragile. Emma wanted to ask more. Who was Clara? What hold did she have on Lily? But the words stuck in her throat, trapped by the fear of ruining what felt like a delicate dream. They stopped at a small bookstore in the Castro, its shelves brimming with queer literature and pride flags fluttering in the window. Lily seemed distracted, checking her phone every few minutes, her usual spark dimmed. Emma browsed the shelves, her fingers trailing over a copy of Stone Butch Blues, trying to anchor herself in the moment. "You okay?" Emma finally asked, her voice soft but firm. Lily sighed, tucking her phone away. "Yeah, sorry. Clara's she's good at getting under my skin. Always has been." Emma nodded, her chest tightening. "Do you want to talk about it?" Lily hesitated, then led them to a quiet corner of the store. "Clara was my first love," she said, her voice low. "We were together for 3 years, traveling, chasing stories. But she was reckless, always pushing boundaries, dragging me into her chaos. When I finally left, it was like cutting out a piece of myself." Emma listened, her heart aching for Lily's pain but also for her own fears. She'd been burned before, left to pick up the pieces of a broken heart. Could she trust Lily, or was Clara's shadow too long? "I'm not her," Emma said, surprising herself with her boldness. "I'm not here to pull you into chaos. I like you, Lily. More than I expected to." Lily's eyes softened, and she reached for Emma's hand, her touch grounding. "I like you too, Emma. A lot. Clara's in the past, but I need to close that door for good. Will you give me a chance to do that?" Emma nodded, her throat tight with emotion. "Just don't make me regret it." They left the bookstore hand in hand, the city's vibrancy pulling them back into its rhythm. Lily took Emma to a rooftop bar with a view of the Bay Bridge, its lights shimmering like a constellation. Over cocktails, they shared lighter stories: Emma's childhood in a small Illinois town, Lily's obsession with old jazz records. The tension from earlier began to fade, replaced by a warmth that felt like home. But as they laughed over a shared plate of fries, Lily's phone lit up again. This time she didn't ignore it. "It's the airport," she said, her voice brightening. "They found your suitcase." Emma's relief was immediate, but it came with a pang of something else: fear that this adventure with Lily might end once her belongings were back in her hands. They took a cab to the airport, the mood lighter but still tinged with uncertainty. At the Lost and Found, Emma's suitcase sat waiting, scuffed but intact. She opened it, checking for her sketchbooks and clothes, feeling a strange detachment. The suitcase had been her anchor, but now it felt insignificant compared to the woman standing beside her. "Looks like you're back in business," Lily said, her tone playful but her eyes searching. "Yeah," Emma said, closing the suitcase. "But I'm not ready to say goodbye to this. To you." Lily's smile was like sunlight breaking through clouds. Good. Because I'm not either. They decided to celebrate with dinner at a cozy Italian place in North Beach. Over candlelight and pasta, Emma felt herself falling deeper, her heart opening despite the risks. Lily's stories of her travels, her passion for capturing truth through her lens, made Emma want to be part of her world. But Clara's name lingered in the back of her mind, a question mark that refused to fade. As they walked back to Lily's apartment, the city alive with late-night energy, Lily stopped under a street lamp, her expression serious. "I'm meeting Clara tomorrow," she said. "Not because I want her back, but because I need to end things clearly. For me. For us." Emma's heart pounded, torn between trust and fear. "What does that mean for us?" Lily stepped closer, her hands framing Emma's face. "It means I want to be with you, Emma. Really with you. But I need to do this first. Can you trust me?" Emma searched Lily's eyes, seeing vulnerability and sincerity. Against her better judgment, she nodded. "I trust you. Just come back to me." Lily kissed her then, soft and tentative, their first kiss under the glow of the street lamp. It was a promise, a spark, a moment that felt like the beginning of everything. But as they pulled apart, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that Clara's return could unravel it all. The kiss lingered in Emma's mind as she woke on Lily's couch, the morning light filtering through the apartment's colorful curtains. Her lips still tingled, her heart caught between the thrill of last night and the dread of Lily's meeting with Clara. She wanted to trust Lily, to believe in the spark they'd ignited, but doubt was a stubborn guest, whispering reminders of her past heartbreak. Lily was already up, brewing coffee in the tiny kitchen, her hair a tousled mess. "Morning," she said, offering Emma a mug. "Sleep okay?" Emma nodded, clutching the warm mug like a lifeline. "You nervous?" "About today." Lily's smile faltered, but she nodded. "Yeah, Clara's intense. But I need to do this. For closure." Emma wanted to ask a million questions. What if Clara wants you back? What if you still love her? But she swallowed them, choosing to trust the woman who'd already turned her world upside down. "Just be careful," she said softly. Lily reached across the counter, squeezing Emma's hand. "I will. And tonight it's you and me. No ghosts." After Lily left, Emma spent the day exploring San Francisco, trying to distract herself from the knot in her stomach. She wandered through Chinatown, the vibrant lanterns and bustling markets, a stark contrast to her inner turmoil. Her phone stayed silent, no word from Lily, no update on how the meeting was going. By afternoon she was back at her Airbnb, a small studio in Nob Hill, unpacking her suitcase and trying not to check her phone every 5 minutes. When Lily finally texted, it was brief. "Meeting's done. Can we talk? Meet me at Dolores Park at 7. Emma's heart raced as she made her way to the park, the city's golden hour casting a warm glow over the rolling hills. Lily was waiting on a blanket, 2 takeout coffees in hand, her red coat a beacon against the green. But her face was drawn, her usual confidence replaced by something raw and unguarded. "How'd it go?" Emma asked, sitting beside her. Lily exhaled, staring out at the city skyline. "Clara hasn't changed. She's still all chaos and charm, promising the world but delivering nothing. I told her we're done for good this time." Emma's relief was tempered by the pain in Lily's voice. "Was it hard?" "Yeah," Lily admitted. "She was part of my life for so long. But seeing her today, it made me realize I'm ready for something new. Something real." She turned to Emma, her eyes searching. "Someone like you." Emma's breath caught, her heart swelling with hope. "You mean that?" Lily nodded, her hand finding Emma's. "I've spent years chasing moments through my camera, but with you I want to live them. I want us to figure this out, Emma. Together." The words were everything Emma had longed to hear, but fear still lingered. "What if I'm not enough? What if I mess this up?" Lily smiled, her thumb brushing over Emma's knuckles. "You're enough, and we'll mess up together. That's how it works, right?" They sat there as the sun dipped below the horizon, the city lights twinkling like a shared secret. Emma felt the weight of her doubts begin to lift, replaced by a quiet certainty that this whatever it was with Lily was worth the risk. Over the next few days they fell into a rhythm. Lily showed Emma her favorite San Francisco spots, hidden bookstores, hole-in-the-wall taco stands, a cliffside trail with a view of the Pacific. Emma started her new job designing branding for a tech startup, and Lily would meet her after work, camera slung around her neck, ready to steal her away for an adventure. But the past wasn't done with them. One evening, as they shared a pizza in Lily's apartment, a knock at the door startled them. Lily opened it to find Clara, her presence like a storm cloud. She was tall with sharp cheekbones and a commanding energy, her eyes flicking to Emma with a mix of curiosity and disdain. "Lily, we need to talk," Clara said, ignoring Emma. "Alone." Emma's stomach twisted, but Lily's voice was firm. "No, Clara. We said everything we needed to. You can't just show up like this." Clara's gaze softened, manipulative and pleading. "You don't mean that. We were good together, Lily. You can't just throw that away for—" She glanced at Emma. "Someone new." Emma stood, her hands trembling. "I'm not just someone new. And Lily's made her choice." The air crackled with tension, Clara's eyes narrowing. But Lily stepped between them, her voice steady. "Emma's right. I'm done, Clara. You need to leave." Clara lingered, her expression a mix of anger and hurt, before turning and storming out. The door slammed, and Lily let out a shaky breath, turning to Emma. "I'm so sorry. I didn't know she'd show up." Emma's heart was racing, but she saw the truth in Lily's eyes. "It's okay," she said, stepping closer. "You stood up to her. For us." Lily pulled her into a hug, her arms a safe haven. "For us," she whispered. As they held each other, Emma knew they'd crossed a threshold. The past had tested them, but they'd chosen each other. And in that moment, under the soft glow of fairy lights, Emma felt ready to build something new, not just a life in San Francisco, but a love that could withstand anything. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of color and connection. Emma and Lily carved out a life together in San Francisco, their days filled with stolen moments, late-night walks along the Embarcadero, quiet mornings sketching and photographing in Lily's apartment, their laughter echoing through the city's fog. Emma's new job was demanding, but Lily was her anchor, her red coat a beacon in the chaos of her new life. They faced challenges, of course. Emma's insecurities sometimes resurfaced, whispering that she wasn't enough for someone as vibrant as Lily. And Lily, still healing from Clara's shadow, occasionally grew distant, lost in her thoughts. But they talked through it, their vulnerability a bridge that brought them closer. Emma learned to trust again, and Lily learned to let go of the past. One evening, as autumn gave way to winter, Lily invited Emma to a gallery opening where her photos were being displayed. The space was packed, the air buzzing with chatter and clinking glasses. Emma stood in awe, watching Lily move through the crowd, her confidence magnetic as she spoke about her work. The centerpiece was the photo of the two women at the Pride Parade, their love immortalized in Lily's lens. "You did this," Emma said, squeezing Lily's hand. "You captured something real." Lily smiled, her eyes soft. "You make me want to capture everything, Emma. Every moment with you feels like art." They stepped outside, the city's chill wrapping around them. Under the glow of a street lamp, Lily pulled Emma close, her breath visible in the cold air. "I love you," she said, the words simple but seismic. Emma's heart swelled, tears pricking her eyes. "I love you too," she whispered, her voice trembling with the weight of it. They kissed, the world falling away, their love a quiet rebellion against every doubt and fear that had tried to pull them apart. Months later, Emma's suitcase sat in the corner of their shared apartment, now a symbol of the journey that had brought them together. They'd built a life, not just in San Francisco, but in the spaces between their heart, spaces filled with trust, laughter, and the courage to love again. One night, as they lay in bed, Lily tracing patterns on Emma's arm, Emma thought back to that chaotic airport day. She'd lost her luggage, her carefully packed plans, but she'd found Lily instead. And in that loss, she discovered something far greater. A love that was messy, beautiful, and undeniably hers. Their story wasn't perfect, but it was there's a testament to the power of serendipity, of two hearts finding each other in the chaos of the world. And as they drifted to sleep, the city humming outside, Emma knew they'd face whatever came next together. Their love a light that no shadow could dim. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe to get notifications about next videos.